Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Smith versus Brooks.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Ms. Smith, you claim that your teenage crush on the much older defendant led you to becoming pregnant more than 2 decades ago. You say Mr. Brooks has denied fathering your son, Jimmy, ever since. And today, you want to prove he is Jimmy's father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, you claim you had no knowledge of this pregnancy or its resulting child until Jimmy was 12 years old. You say Ms. Smith was seeing other men around the time of her conception, and there's no way you could be the father. Is that correct?
Correct.
So, Ms. Smith, how did this relationship start?
We met in the neighborhood through a mutual friend in the neighborhood that Mr. Brooks used to cut his hair. So I kind of like knew Mr. Brooks through him, and I just had a crush on him.
Oh, you did?
Yes. Yes,
So you
Your
had
Honor.
an innocent little crush on him.
Yes, Your Honor.
And how did it develop into a romantic relationship?
We never had a romantic relationship because I never had a chance to know him.
So how did it turn into a sexual relationship?
I lied about my age, and Mr. Brooks happened to take me out one evening, and I lied to my mother about where I was going to be and who I was going to be with. So he wound up taking me out. We were supposed to go to the movies, but we wound up going to a cheesy motel that he could afford.
And you have sex with him?
Yes, and I was a virgin, and he knew it.
Was that the only time you had sex with Mr. Brooks?
Yes, one, and I'm happy. I'm happy that was my only time. So.
And you believe that one night is what resulted in the conception of your son, Jimmy?
Yes, Your Honor.
You couldn't even take her to the movies, Mr. Brooks?
Well, she didn't want to go to the movies.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
She wanted to go straight to the hotel.
Oh, really?
Really?
Okay.
That's how she wanted
That's
to
a
do
lie.
Mr. Brooks,
Yes?
did you know this younger woman had a crush on you?
No.
You didn't?
No.
You're lying.
So why would you even ever ask her out?
Well, we were just flirting with each other. And I asked her, do you want to go hang out? And she didn't decide where she wanted to go at, so I said, well, let's go to the hotel somewhere.
And so take me to the day so you have sex. Do you use protection?
No, ma'am.
So
Your
no
Honor.
protection. No protection,
No.
Mr. Brooks?
No.
Just meet a young girl and take her to the motel and have unprotected sex. And so at some point, Miss Smith, you realize you're pregnant.
Yes.
When? Take me to that day.
So we had to go to the clinic for our tests for school, for sports. The school nurse gave me a test, and it came up that I was pregnant.
Okay. And did you have to tell your mother who you thought the father of the child was?
I really didn't go into details, but I did tell her that it was an older man. That's it. I never told her who it was till later on.
So, did you tell Mr. Brooks or did your mother call Mr. Brooks?
I told him, and I
so,
told him
Mr.
that
Brooks, did she call you or was it in person? Do you remember?
Well,
When
I
you
never
found
knew
out she
nothing
was
about it. I
pregnant?
never found out
You was
nothing
so
about
lying.
no pregnancy.
You lying, Mr. Brooks.
So you're
lying.
saying you never found out
I
she
never
was
found
pregnant
out.
at all?
I never found out.
He's lying, Your Honor. Matter of fact, I walked to the neighborhood store, and he saw me, and Kevin ran, like he always do.
And
The
you were
corner
about
store.
to tell him you were pregnant, or did you already tell him?
He knew I was pregnant. Everybody in the neighborhood knew. So the word was getting
But
back.
did you tell him he was the father?
No, I didn't tell him the father just yet because he wasn't around, like saying. He would be in the neighborhood, go to the store, and I would see him off and on. So when I finally got a chance to see him, that was when I was about to have my son. He said that's not his. That was the last time I seen Kevin until Jimmy was almost a year old. I seen him at that same corner store, and he said, "Why did you name him that stupid name? Why he doesn't have my name?"
That never happened. That
He's
never happened.
lying, Your Honor. Your
That
Honor,
never
we
happened.
met. Kevin
never
was in the
happened.
store, and you gave me a few dollars. That's the time that I bought my son, Jimmy, an outfit and a pair of tennis shoes and some Pampers. You don't remember that?
Only in your mind.
All right, whatever.
your
You're a
mind.
liar. You're a liar. You're a known liar.
So, Mr. Brooks, it's your assertion you have no recollection of that.
None of that never happened. We had sex, but before she telling me about Jimmy, I never knew nothing about Jimmy till he was 12.
How did you find out about him?
She told it to me. Yeah, I asked her why I haven't got a chance to be in his life if he's my son.
He's lying, Your Honor. When Jimmy was 12 years old, we found out that Kevin Brooks was deceased.
Well, who told
Really?
you I was deceased?
We went to court because I was
Who
getting in
told
the
you I was
military,
deceased?
and the courts in where we was in Virginia ran that they have to have both parents involved before they could give any guardianship to another family member. So when I gave them Kevin Brooks' name, and the court system had to run it through the system, birthday and all, it came back that Kevin was deceased. And Jimmy was 12 years old. I would go back and forth home to New Orleans to look for him because I didn't believe that he was deceased.
What, so, Mr. Brooks, if they told Miss Smith you were deceased when Jimmy was 12, when she was trying to enlist, how is it you remember meeting up with her when Jimmy was 12? I don't understand that.
I was in the old neighborhood.
He never met me when Jimmy was 12. You're lying. He's lying. He did not see me when Jimmy was 12.
You were in the old neighborhood, and what happened?
She came in the neighborhood and she said, "We have a son." And I said, well, how old is he? She said, "He's 12. I said, "Well, how come I haven't met him yet?"
Lauren Lake here, giving you 5 seconds to subscribe and click on the notification bell. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
When my baby was 12, I got to talk to Kevin near social media, and he was avoiding me then, asking me about Jimmy, lying and saying he wasn't his son.
Oh, so this is the encounter you're talking about, Mr. Brooks, but Miss Smith says this happened over social media, not in person.
The only thing happened to social media, she sent me a fake Facebook page.
Oh my God, he is a liar, Your Honor. And
tell me how you kept searching for him. I want to get this. They tell you he's deceased. You say you don't believe that, so you started doing what?
My own research. When I would go home, back and forth home to New Orleans, I would always take the kids back to the old neighborhood. And it was a mutual friend of ours. He told me Kevin wasn't deceased, that Kevin was in Texas. So I would continue on looking for him. And last year, I finally got in touch with Kevin near Facebook.
Through social media?
Yes, through social media.
And you sent a request?
Yes, and he answered. And that's when I started questioning him again and asking him questions just to make sure it was
you. Did you use your own profile?
Yes, I did.
She sent another picture.
Oh, my God.
She sent another
such a
picture.
liar.
Another picture of an
Was
officer.
it another picture, or was it just that you hadn't seen her in so long you didn't know who it was?
It was a whole nother picture of an
I look
officer.
the
It was an
same.
officer that had
I
been
am an
deceased.
officer.
If she'd have used her face, I would never have accepted
Okay,
the request.
so once you found out it
liar.
was her, obviously the conversation turned to Jimmy.
No, it turned to us.
It turned to
The conversation was starting with us. And then we would talk almost every other day through social media, and Kevin did give me his phone number and I gave him mine, and we was talking about arranging to meet so his son could see him. And during all our conversations, be truthful about it, we was talking about, other things, about what if this wouldn't have happened when I was younger, how would it have turned out with us if we would have been in a real relationship. And I did have feelings for Kevin, even though I didn't know him, but he's my child's father. So yeah, that conjured up some old feelings, but he's not gonna be truthful about it.
Are you gonna be truthful about it, Mr. Brooks?
I already told you, I don't think I'm his dad.
You are his father, and stop it. You are his father.
You were sleeping with
You was
other
the
people.
only man I ever
You were
slept with,
sleeping with
and
other
I was a
people.
virgin, thank you.
I don't think so.
You were probably
And you're
high,
not.
that's why you didn't know.
I'd like to hear from Jimmy at this time. Up until this point, who did you grow up believing was your biological father?
The streets.
The streets.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that's just what it is with growing up without a father, You just, you tend to go to negativity than positive because I don't know any good male role models. None. So that's what I did. I fell victim to that part. So when we started talking, I didn't really get into nothing deep. And as my mom was like, we gonna take a trip. We're gonna go meet him, we're gonna go take the test. We had our own DNA test thing.
And so you actually met him a year ago?
Yes, ma'am.
In person?
Yes, ma'am.
How did that go?
It was just a bad vibe. You just get that bad vibe from somebody. So I just went with the flow, because, hey, cool, I'm gonna keep it going. So we talked, we cracking jokes. We decided to go get some food, get some dinner. And, he had to get home or whatever. We couldn't get the test done that day, but the next day, so we in the car, and they going back and forth talking about taking the test and this and that. I was just being funny with it, like, yo, let's just knock this out, you know, let's just do this and we go our own ways. So we pull up to a restaurant and he asked, can he speak to me? So I got the car and we go talk. As I was approaching the car and I looked back, he was gone.
He ran from us.
Tell me about the moment he ran, because you say you're all in each other's presence. Your mom and him are going back and forth about this DNA test.
He
Yes,
hopped
we
out
were
the
sitting,
car.
we were sitting in the car.
In the car, and
Yeah.
you're saying, let's just get it done. Let's
He hopped
just
out the car.
get it over
Yeah,
with.
he hopped out the car and we had to convince him to get back in the car, and that's when we pulled up to the restaurant, and that's when he wanted to talk.
Did he acknowledge that he was your father? Did he
said
say you're my...
He said he could be, he won't. I mean, it's not like he said he wasn't, it's not like he said he was. He said, you know, he wanted to knock it out too, but it's the way his attitude was about the situation. So when I walked to the car and I looked back, he was gone. I went down a couple blocks, looked for him, and then I wound up seeing him. So I hopped out the car. When I hopped out the car, I was like, yo, what you doing? So he kept going.
He was running.
He was running or walking?
He was running.
Running.
I was chasing him for a minute, man.
He's right. I mean, it's,
I mean, it wasn't hard to spot
I mean,
him, though,
no, this is, I mean, sometimes you just gotta laugh to keep from crying,
Yeah, right.
because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're saying a grown man is literally running from a
us.
DNA test,
running from his son and us. We in
and
the car.
you, Jimmy, in that moment, start chasing after him like, hey, let's just get this done.
I don't care about it. I got 2 daughters. Like, I'm there for them 100%. And then when I leave, he gonna call me and ask me, can he move in my crib? I'm like,
What?
are you tweaking?
Yes, he
So-
wanted to come to Virginia with us. And I was going to give him that opportunity just so he can have a relationship with his son and his granddaughters.
So, Mr. Brooks, how is it that you can go all of these years without providing anything for your son, a child that could be your son, only to then turn around and ask him to provide shelter for you?
That's not true.
That's
So
a
that
lie.
didn't happen?
That never happened.
You didn't ask them to come live in the house?
No.
So when you met your son, did you run away from the DNA test? Did you get out and start running and Jimmy had to chase behind you?
It didn't, not because
Tell the
the DNA
truth.
tests, not because the DNA test. I had problems with my wife. She acted crazy.
wife didn't come
my
out
wife
there.
came out there. She had on some booty color shorts
It's
on.
90 degrees in
She
New
had on
Orleans,
some
so
booty
yes,
color shorts
it wasn't
on.
no booty
Wait,
colors.
She had on some,
What?
She had on some booty
Kevin
color
is
shorts.
lying.
What are booty color shorts?
It's booty cutters.
Your honor.
Oh, booty cutters.
It was inappropriate.
Listen, what I'm trying to find out from you, have you done anything proactive to help solve this paternity issue that you've been facing for all these
Today
years?
to prove that if he's my son, I can go to a relationship with him.
So, and that's what you're trying to do today.
To
But
prove
up
that.
until today, you have not. And at the
She told me when he was 12 years old. The next time I
Stop
seen him, he
lying,
was
Kevin.
23 years
Stop
old.
lying.
So I can't
Stop
build up a
lying.
relationship.
Hold on.
until that
One.
happens.
I also want to understand fully your doubt.
I just think that we just had a one-night stand.
So, and you had sex with her one time,
One time.
and that's what caused you to doubt.
Exactly.
All right, I've heard enough. I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here.
Can I say something?
What would you like to say, Jimmy?
So all I asked it was, you know what I'm saying, let's just knock this out the way. That's a chapter, bam, that's gone. And you know, we get this.
And then you can maybe start new.
I mean, I
on
already
new
started-
terms.
Yeah, new terms. But at the same time, like, whether he is or not, I'm still gonna be good. You know, I'm still gonna be happy. I hope he
Okay.
can be happy.
Well, I believe I have heard sufficient testimony in this case, and I don't know about you, but I'm ready for the results. Thank you.
You're welcome.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Smith versus Brooks, when it comes to 24-year-old Jimmy Smith, it has been determined by this court. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. It has been determined by this court. Mr. Brooks, you are the father.
Told you. I told you. I was a virgin.
You are the father.
And the only thing I lied about was my age.
That's the only part I came here for, to find out the results. All the other lies, she can build all that kind of foolishness in her own head.
I'm good.
I was going with the results.
How does it feel to know for certain now that this smart young man who has spoke so eloquently in this courtroom about what your absence has meant in his life,
that was on his mom.
how dare you suggest you have no blame in this? This man, the one memory he has of you is you running away from him. If you're not gonna say anything constructive and you're not gonna tell the truth, just don't say anything.
Yana, I got through a lot of stuff in life, and my mom's like, she always looked out for me and made sure I was straight. I'm good.
This is what I want to ask you, bro. This is the thing. I'm your father. I just didn't appreciate going along with the lies like that. And we can put that behind us with all the lies. I ain't worried about the lies no more. You my son. All right? You receive that?
You are not offering the olive branch that this young man deserves. You talking about the past and we all trying to figure out how to go to the future. Do you want to have a relationship with your son?
We can have one.
And no, do you want to?
Yeah, I want one.
There you go.
Child.
Okay, hold on.
He's my child. He's my son.
That's right. What I want you to do is to work past negativity and dysfunction, Mr. Brooks, and I want you to open up enough to give your son the love that I know you want to give him. You should be proud of what your son stood in here and said today. Focus on the future, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I wish you the best of luck. Court is adjourned.